What's up, combies? I'm Hannah.
I'm Olivia.
And it's time to...
Kombuchat.
All right. Matthew McConaughey style. Which actually, that's kind of fitting for today's
Matthew?
topic. Do you remember, the... somewhere in the 2000s Matthew McConaughey Beachbody situation?
Oh, I would like to.
You might have been too young, but it was like him and Lance Armstrong just working out on beaches, picnic tables, whatever there was on a beach. They were figuring out a way to make it work.
Wow. That's impressive.
Mm-hmm. And it's kind of fitting for today's topic, actually.
Agreed. Now that I know.
Which is...
fitness.
Yeah, finding your fitness routine, what works for you.
What feels good.
So, where do you want to start?
Maybe with finding a routine that works for you. How did you start figuring out what you wanted your fitness routine to look like?
Yeah, mine's changed all the time, honestly, because I've had such different work schedules over the past few years. Mm-hmm. And until I started working for myself, it was sometimes really challenging to grind, 9 to 5 or whatever, and then squeeze in something around that time frame. Now that I am working on my own, it's definitely a lot easier as far as fitting it in. Now it's just more so the motivation.
A new challenge.
A new challenge, a new chapter. So, yeah, I think when it comes to finding a fitness routine that you love and you stick with, first things first is trying a bunch of different things to figure out what you actually like doing. How do you like to move your body?
Because you may not know, and it may change.
Yeah, no, totally.
Your habits can change, and injuries can change the way you need to move.
Yeah.
There's a lot that goes into finding it.
But when it comes to just finding, your day-to-day, what is it that you can get through doing? It's great if you get to the point of enjoying it, but it's almost like at first it's just, well, what can I just do that I don't hate?
I know, it's true. It's so true.
I'm not a runner. Never have been.
Wish I were.
I remember when I was in elementary school, they had this thing called the Panther Run because Panther was the school mascot.
Mine was the night run because we were the Knights.
Yeah, and you would just you would get all these pledges, you would go door to door, and you'd be like, I'm gonna run for this money. Which, honestly, it might be more motivating now if it did work that way.
If I got the money, yes, ma'am.
But I just remember, once I got all the pledges, and, it's the day of the race, and they gave you a t-shirt to participate, and you had to wear that t-shirt, and
there were water coolers around the track.
Yeah, there's stations. There's parents just, kind of tossing a cup at you on your way.
Cheering.
As if you're just doing a full marathon. And I just remember hating it so much.
Oh my gosh, I knew that's where this was going.
Just having to run around this park field track situation.
Ours was also a park, yeah.
And just being I'm getting tired. I would always get those side aches.
Side cramps, because you're drinking this water that they're throwing at you.
What is the deal with the side ache? Gosh.
And it was usually cold. We did this in a cold month.
Yeah, it was always cold. It was always October. early fall, early morning. Get them out there, 8 a.m. They need to run for that money that they don't get to keep, folks.
And then go to school for the rest of the day.
Yeah, what the actual? Not a fan. So anyway, learned early on, running not for me, not my thing. I've seriously tried, I feel like almost everything. I remember then in high school, I was always doing like at home, like crunches and stuff. That was always a thing. In college, I had access to a gym, so I was doing that. I've done swimming. I've done Tai Chi. I've just done I took so many random classes in college just to try out all these different things. In the end, what works best for me personally, definitely walking, which I do with Ziggy twice a day. So that covers that. And then yoga for me is where I have a lot of back issues. I've had back injuries. So I need something that I know works well for me. And there's definitely adjustments that I have to make in a regular yoga routine. I can't do every pose that somebody with a normal spine can do. For me, that's something that I've stuck with, and it also gives you that peaceful, mindful practice. Works on breathing, works on movement. It's just ended up being a good list of things for me.
Yeah, all around, just kind of what you need.
Yeah. What about you? What have you found?
Well, in high school, I did cheerleading, and I also got really into weightlifting. I took weightlifting class. I would lift weights with boys from the football team. And that was just a weird thing that my high school at the time was just very obsessed with bodybuilding and lifting weights.
Yeah,
so
I remember you trained me.
I got into it. Yeah, I got really into it. And then in college, I feel like I didn't have a great fitness routine because I never was making time for it. I was always sacrificing moving for rehearsals or classes or clubs, and so I would try to get in routines, I would try to go to classes, but it wasn't until my senior year where I actually blocked out in my schedule yoga classes and committed to that for the year that I started to kind of find my groove again. And I did get really into cycling. Actually, pre-pandemic, I wanted to get cycling certified and actually be an instructor.
I remember this.
Yeah, but then, obviously with gyms closed, things changed a bit. So in recent times, I'm really into walking. I love walking. I think it's great. It is. And I definitely do yoga a few times a week. And then I have weights also, a 5-pound weight and an 8-pound weight, and I do different ab and weight routines intermixed in my week. It's not something I do every day.
Yeah, weight bearing things are so good for your bones and your muscles, and especially with aging, having some kind of weight routine is actually really good, even if it's just a small amount of weights, nothing heavy.
Just having that little bit of resistance. And this is often forgotten, stretching.
Ooh, yeah, so true. There are some days I do not get to a routine, an actual fitness routine other than walking the dog, and I do commit to the stretching. And some days that's all I get, but it really makes a huge difference in how my body feels, especially so much screen time.
And working at a laptop, I know you have a standing desk, but even that, having to have your arms out and just being in a similar posture throughout the day, being able to break that up and get some cat-cows in there. Oof, I love a cat-cow.
She feel good.
She do.
So yeah, it is a lot of finding what feels good for you and your body and not ascribing to what works for anyone else. That's, such a hard thing with social media. You see all these women in their tight athletic clothes doing yoga, and maybe you hate yoga and it's terrible for you and you don't get any enjoyment out of it. It's just not your thing. Maybe you would like kickboxing better or, whatever, Zumba. I don't know. No pressure. Like, you shouldn't have to feel like you should do any one thing.
Yeah.
It's more so just like finding what feels good for you. So it can be hard, even once you find what feels good for you, to actually commit to it in your everyday. I know you mentioned that you actually block out time.
I have to, or I won't do it, because I'll just be trying to focus on the next thing in my schedule or the next thing to get done. And then at the end of the day, I'll just keep pushing it. And then at the end of my day, I look back and I'm like,
right,
there's no way I'm going to do a 30-minute yoga routine now. Like, I'm done for the day. So, yeah, my good old planner, back to the planner, I have to block it out in advance.
Yeah, so that's a good strategy, is cutting out a time block, whether it's 30 minutes. I like to stick to a 20-minute rule. So, like, no matter what, I'm moving for 20 minutes at some point in my day. And whatever that is, I'm at least getting that in. What are some other ways that people can stick to their routine?
I would say being flexible with it. So I found for a time that me saying, like, I'm going to do a movement routine 3 times this week. And then if I came to a busy day, I wasn't kicking myself when I didn't get to my workout because I still had time in the week to get to that. And so I feel like if you set, like, maybe a smaller goal, out of 7 days, I'm going to hit 3 of them, then that's a good way to start and give yourself the flexibility and not feel like you have to do it on this certain day at this time, because that doesn't work for everyone either.
Totally. Yeah. Being flexible, I think, super important. I know some people getting a personal trainer is how they make it happen. I did do that for a while, actually, when I was doing like a 9 to 5, and I met with my trainer like 2 or 3 times a week. I was doing all different machines and weight stuff at that time. And so they really kept me accountable to like hit a circuit.
Yeah.
And I knew, like, I hate canceling on people. I will not do it unless I absolutely have to. I just feel like extreme guilt.
Yeah.
So the fact that I had to go and see her 2 to 3 times a week kept me there. And I actually had really good success with it at that time. I would like go then after I was done meeting with her. I met with her for like, I don't know, 8 weeks or something, 2 or 3 times a week. And then I like would go and do my routine after that.
Yeah.
So it like got me in the habit, which is, I think, a big thing. It's like forming that habit.
Yeah, I actually met with a trainer my senior year of college too. Shout out Milchu. And we vibed. She was absolutely amazing. I'm serious. And she helped me come up with routines that worked with my body. Once again, like you said, helped me use all the machinery, which I feel like gives you confidence when you stop working with a trainer, if you do, to go into a gym and be like, I know how to use that machine, instead of like trying to figure it out on your own.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like that's nice. And then she also helped me come up with some home practices too. So if I wasn't at the gym, I would still be able to incorporate some good moves.
Yeah, and even though gyms are closed right now, I know a lot of trainers are doing Zoom sessions and
even Instagram stuff.
There's all kinds of options.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even like meeting in a park and being like a big enough distance away that you can still do something together. So that's definitely an option to help people feel like they need that accountability and stick with a routine.
Yeah, that's a great point. I think accountability partners in general are a great idea. Even if you can't do it at the same time as someone or in the same room, following an exercise class on YouTube that goes for 12 days or for a whole month and sending each other the video link, I think that can be helpful because you know someone else is right there with you.
Yeah, absolutely. I love getting in those like 30-day yoga challenge and then doing that with somebody and like, yeah, like you said, you text them every day like, did you get to 13 today?
Yeah.
Like, it's a tough one.
I am focused.
Whatever, but like, yeah. Something that a lot of people use that kind of falls in that realm would be, you know, different technology like a Whoop strap, Fitbit.
Apple Watch.
Apple Watch. And so I know a lot of people will like record all of that data, and then maybe they use it to show their accountability with their friends or whatever. So maybe speak about that a little bit.
Yeah, I have an Apple Watch. I live by it. I love it. And I have I have my activity shared with 2 or 3 people. So basically, I record a workout, a walk, a yoga flow, a stretch session, and it calculates your heart rate and the calories you're burning, distance if you're moving, and then it sends a notification to everyone I have shared activity with that I finished this workout. So you can do it private. You don't have to share activity. But I have a couple people that I do, and then you can respond to other people's activity messages with like trophies or little messages that say like, you're a winner. And I love that.
That's cute.
Yeah, it's super cute. You can set calorie goals and movement goals on it as well, which can be, for some people, good, and for others, kind of stressful.
Yeah, stressful, and I can see it causing, like, a lot of obsession. Like, I'm one of those people who loves hitting goals, and so I feel like for me, I don't know, I could see it being harder for some people where it's, like, you know, counting calories and then, like, feeling really guilty about it, or, you know, oh man, I really didn't hit my 10K steps today, and like getting down on it. So again, it's just kind of like figuring out if that's a tool that works well for you. If you start to develop an unhealthy relationship with it, then maybe it's not right for you.
Totally.
And not something that you should use. But for a lot of people, it's really helpful, and they can even, you know, record trends and find areas that they learn they need to improve on or whatever, just based on collecting and utilizing all that data, which I imagine for the Apple Watch isn't sold anywhere weird, but if you use another company, be wary of those privacy practices, folks. See where your data is being sold, because that's important too.
So true.
So one thing we've talked about that you've mentioned using for this and other things is the 2-day rule.
Yes, definitely.
Let's just remind people what that is.
Yeah, so the 2-day rule is that in your week, you never go more than 2 days without doing something. So if I want to do yoga, I will never skip it more than 2 days in a row. And that is a way to give yourself some flexibility, but also hold yourself accountable.
Yeah, and that's something you can do with a fitness routine, with walking, something you could do with productivity. Really, it's
meditating.
Yeah. There's a lot of things you can do with the 2-day rule, but
yeah, any habit you want to form, really, it's a good tool.
I think another thing that's really helpful in finding and keeping a routine is just setting the bar low and not just the weight rack. Like, actually not holding yourself to these high goals and standards. Like, just, you know, maybe it's just like, I want to move my body 2 days this week. And you do that.
Or for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, even time-wise, you can start low.
Totally. So I just think that's important for people to keep in mind, you know, start slow if you need to, set the bar low, don't put too much pressure on yourself, and then as you kind of really get into it, build on that momentum. And hopefully it starts to become something where you're just like, well, I just kind of need this in my day now. And it feels good to you to have it, and it feels less like something you just need to be doing because you know it's good for you and something you actually enjoy.
Right. No, that's so true. And just because you have the momentum doesn't mean you're always going to keep it. I know I feel like I have a good routine now, but I've still tried doing like boot camp, yoga camps, 30 days. And when I slip up, I have to remember like, that's okay that I missed day 15. I will just do it tomorrow, you know,
right.
And not make it too big of a deal.
Yeah, absolutely. It's important to not punish yourself. And if anything, just kind of like reward yourself as you do hit small goals. One thing that I read about recently is involving some kind of gratitude practice in your fitness routine. So, I mean, I'm sure that looks different for everyone. And I probably should have read up more about like the examples that they were referring to. But I just thought it was kind of an interesting thing to maybe incorporate that could work for some people. Maybe just using a mantra.
Yeah, I like that.
That feels good for you.
Just being present and thankful for being able to move that day.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, you know, for hitting certain milestones.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Yeah, and that's one thing, too, with the Apple Watch. It will send you awards, like, randomly. Like, I'll hit a 4-mile walk, and maybe that's the longest I've walked, and it will send me an award that says, this is the longest you've walked.
Oh, my gosh. It's
so those can be fun, too.
Yeah, that's so interesting.
My little cheerleader.
Yeah, it's like rewarding a mouse in a maze or something.
I love rewards.
Where it's like you suddenly just aren't expecting it and then you get it and you feel really good.
It's true. And I'm like, oh, I wonder what the next one will be to unlock.
Yeah. So on that note, I think, you know, kind of the last thing to say there is never treat it like an all or nothing approach. Like we talked about, having that flexibility and missing day 15 of 30 days of yoga or whatever is okay. And some days you're going to be more motivated to, and probably have more time to move more.
Totally.
Than others. I know there's some days I wake up and I do my yoga practice first thing. And I love those days. That's when I prefer to do it. But then there are other days where I wake up, Siggy needs to go out right away. I have a million things to do. I'm getting hit by emails and calls, and it's like 9 p.m. and I haven't done anything movement-wise for myself that day other than walking the dog. And
yeah,
those days, it's just, you know, I just try to like hit that 20-minute rule and say like next 20 minutes, I'm going to just do something for me, get a quick practice in here. And so it's just never really, I don't know. Some days I guess are just really unpredictable and you should just be okay with that.
I think one thing that helps me get motivated sometimes to work out is putting on a cute workout outfit.
Oh my gosh, it's so true, right?
Like if I only have, I think, like 2 matching sets, but if I am wearing one of those sets,
something about us,
I am in the mood. It is my favorite way to work out.
That is, I feel the exact same way.
It feels like you're going from kind of this sleepy, chill human to athletic
Why are you just
Barbie.
Always sleepy.
I really am. I have to drink so much coffee. It has nothing to do with the vegan diet. I've been this way. But you turn into athletic Barbie when I put on a set. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I'm a Barbie doll. Here I go.
Tackle it.
Here I go on my journey. And, you know, there are definitely days where I'm like, oh my gosh, I am not wearing my set. I'm putting on an oversized shirt and sweats and doing my yoga practice with
on the
my
floor.
Hair looking like a mess.
Yin only.
On the floor with a blanket.
And a bolster, baby.
So opposite clothing, but like they fit the mood. You gotta dress to the mood.
Yeah, absolutely. And something about putting on something cute that makes you feel good is motivating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Even a scrunchie, even a fun scrunchie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just something
I'm like,
a little extra. I think that's, you know, kind of wraps up our tips and tricks for finding and keeping a routine.
Yeah.
Of course, we'd love to hear from you on Instagram and YouTube comments, like what's worked for you.
Mm-hmm. What are you into now?
Have you found, that you enjoy? Kind of tell us, what keeps you motivated? How'd you figure out what you liked?
Where do you buy your sets, your matching sets? Tell me.
Yes, we would love a brand rec. That's for sure. Is there anything that you haven't tried yet in your fitness routine that you want to, are planning to, or like, oh, that would be fun. I want to do that sometime.
That is a good question, because I have dabbled in quite a bit. I did dabble in Zumba. When you brought that up, I was like, oh yeah, I definitely did some Zumba in college.
Okay, yeah. Tried that too.
I would definitely try kickboxing, but...
Okay, same.
Wait, really? Why don't we do that together?
Yeah.
Then we can review it together too. My only thing is I do have a partially torn ACL, and so I wonder if that would affect it or if I would just need to modify as I went.
Right.
But I would like to try it.
Yeah, I would like to try it too. And I was watching, this is what made me think of it the other night. I was watching that movie, I think it's called Tenet. Tenet.
Oh, I haven't seen this yet. Everyone's talking about this.
Christopher Nolan.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so cool. But the main character in it, he's like, you know, living in this like buoy lighthouse thing, and he climbs up the ladder and he's like doing pull-ups and just getting strong, and he's just doing all these crazy workouts, and then it comes time to like fight people and he's just like so fit. And I was just like, man, I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to fight someone and like feel really strong.
Imagining doing a pull-up, I just would love it.
Oh, there's another elementary school fail from the get-go.
I could never.
Do you remember the what was it called?
I got written out of it.
There was a hold on.
There
was a special presidential fitness award.
Yeah, I got written out of it.
What does that mean?
Well, our brother had broken his arm a couple years prior on monkey bars. Yeah. So I got written out of all monkey bar activities. So I didn't have...
Oh, and that was part of presidential.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah. I didn't have to do them. I just had to watch everyone. And everyone would have blisters.
So funny.
Because they were like metal. And I would be like, oh...
Well, here's where I'm at. We used to have to climb a rope.
Wait, what? That was Outwalk by the time I got there, which was not much later.
Yeah, because I went to a different elementary school, and in the gym, they had one of those, you know, ropes. And that, they would have you climb that as part of the presidential fitness. And I just remember I would just not get high at all because you're just pulling up your own body weight. I mean, it's like a pull-up in a way.
Terrible. I could never.
And the best part is, like, there was no cushioning.
Oh my God. If you fell, like, you just fell.
If you climbed that thing, you just fell.
How did you...
I don't know how they got away with this.
How would you get down? Do you just, like, loosely, like, lower yourself?
They wouldn't let you go up too high.
Okay.
They'd be, you know, it was like there was a limit there. I think there was like a mark on the rope or something. It was like, don't go any higher than this. But honestly, I could never do it. And I just, yeah. So pull-ups are not probably in my future, but I would like to try kickboxing.
I think that would be fun. I think it would be fun to do it with someone too, because you might feel a little silly at first. And so having someone to be like, okay, today was hard, seems nice.
All right, we'll put that on our list. We're gonna add that to 2021 goals for sure.
I love it.
All right, that brings us to Sweet and Spicy, folks. Our favorite conversational segments where we ask each other sweet and spicy questions that you've submitted or we've written ourselves.
Dun, dun, dun.
So
I want to ask you first.
Yeah.
Sweet or spicy?
I'll go sweet today.
Okay, I like that. Glitter or sequins?
Oh my gosh. The true conundrum of life. Mm-hmm. So here's the thing, folks.
Uh-oh.
I know you're gonna hate me because glitter's not good for the environment, but I love glitter.
It's so beautiful.
I love it in makeup. I love it on dresses, except for when it gets all over my apartment.
Still kind of love it.
I love it in eyeshadow and lip gloss, and keychains.
Oh, look at that.
Like the one I'm holding up.
Want.
For those just listening. I do. I'm a glitter gal.
I support that.
Big fan.
I do.
But honestly, sequins are a hard second.
They're beautiful.
I have many clothing items that have
They're
them.
like a giant glitter piece.
All right. Sweet or spicy, yo?
Okay, I'll take a spicy.
Have you ever ghosted someone? Or are you that someone who has been ghosted?
Oh my gosh. This is sad compared to glitter.
Savage.
I've definitely ghosted people. Oopsie. Because sometimes you just can't yes and someone for your own well-being. Life is not improv. So you gotta shut it down.
Oh, I get it now. I get it.
Yeah, no, I have. I've ghosted people, but I kind of told them I was ghosting them. I would say, like, thank you so much, but I'll just have to see you around. And then if they would, like, continue hitting me up, I would, like, not respond. I feel like I give them kind of a warning.
Yeah, kind of a warning
It's coming.
there, or a hint.
And then I slowly fade into the background.
blend into that wall.
Whoopsie.
Yeah, what about, have you ever been ghosted?
I mean, probably, but I guess it didn't affect me that much. I feel like you can really come back from it stronger.
Oh, you can. You
I
can.
have to have been ghosted. I'm, like, going through names in my head. Yeah, I mean, I don't remember, but, like, probably. It happens. I don't know. If I could give an example, I really would, but this quarantine has just been so long. I feel like the ghosts are all being resurrected. I feel like I accidentally have a Ouija board and they're all coming in.
Oh, that's fascinating.
All right, let's hit you with one more. Sweet or spicy?
Okay, I can go spicy on this one.
Would you rather get your name, my name, or Kombuchat tattooed on your forearm?
Wow. The dedication. I mean, I'm definitely not getting my own name.
I know someone with that.
That's an... Oh, wow. First
On
name?
his ribs.
First name.
Yeah. I know, it's different.
I don't quite understand that for you, but that's cool, bro. I guess I would get your name.
When?
I mean, I can't see having kombucha on my arm. I love the pod. Really just getting it going here, though. That's a big commitment. I mean...
That's a large one. That'd be cute.
It would be...
Olivia.
Yeah, you would love it.
I do kind of love it.
Multiple people
If
did.
I funded that, would you maybe really do it?
You would.
Just not answering.
Okay, back to you.
Oh, okay. Hit me.
Sweet or spicy?
I'll end sweet.
Fruity or floral?
Oh my gosh. Just in general?
Yeah, that's how we have it
Wow.
submitted.
Fruity or floral?
I guess you could take it as scents.
I'm thinking scents.
Okay.
Floral. No, that's not even a question, actually. It's floral. I love fruity, but more with, like, tastes. Like, fruity drinks. I like probably more than floral drinks. Like, I like lilac tea.
I can think of an exception, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a lilac coffee.
That's true. Lilac coffee and tea.
Or lavender.
Oh, no. It is lavender. Oh my gosh, lilac. I didn't even know. That's real.
That might be a tea.
But I've not had that. I'm totally thinking lavender.
Okay.
That's hilarious. I was just thinking of the lilac bush from our childhood home, I guess.
And which had a very nice floral
Beautiful
scent.
floral scent. I love floral. I love floral perfume as well. Daisy by Marc Jacobs is my absolute favorite perfume. I can smell that
Ooh, okay.
on anyone as they walk by. I know that it's that. I love that perfume. And actually, all of my perfumes have pretty much been floral, except for my Warm and Cozy.
Okay, nice.
So I'm going to have to go with floral.
Okay, so today I have got a more fruity option for us here.
Okay.
New brand that we actually have not sampled yet. Kavita is the name.
Yum.
And I've got pineapple peach for us. So let me tell you a little bit about Kavita.
Okay.
They're definitely a newer brand when compared to something like GT's, which has been around forever. Kavita was founded in 2009 when organic winemaker Bill Moses and holistic nutritionist Chakra Earthsong, wow, love that name for them, joined forces in Ojai, California, and created this probiotic drink.
What?
So pineapple peach is in a darker glass bottle. Mm-hmm. So you will find that some kombuchas are and are not to be exposed to sun just because of the whole fermentation process and keeping it fresh. So you will find some in darker bottles. One thing interesting about their branding is they have a taste guide on the side. What? So they have light and refreshing, bold and smooth, sweet and tangy. So
and what is this one?
Those are their 3 flavor profiles. And this pineapple peach is a bold and smooth.
Okay.
So we'll
be testing that.
be verifying.
Kavita.
Let's see. At Kavita, we believe in vitality. Welcome to a delicious way to boost your day and wake up your senses. Invigorate.
Wake me.
And then let's see. Serving size is 1 bottle, so that's nice. Total sugars is 16 grams. That's on the high end. Mm-hmm. That's a lot of sugar. I will say, though, it is marked as 60 calories per bottle, so maybe it's a lower calorie. I guess that's not something we've totally compared. I'll go ahead and open this bad boy up. I'm always a little scared because sometimes they can really pop out at you.
Okay, so it is like clear.
Cheers, combies. Yeah, it is clear.
Wow, that smell.
The smell is great on this one.
Oh, it's amazing.
It's definitely sweet smelling.
It smells very peach.
It does, yeah. Clear, not really any sediment happening in this for me on initial pour.
Whoa.
Tell us more.
That was a taste bud roller coaster.
Oh my gosh.
So many things just happened in my mouth.
Wow, I would agree with that. I'm gonna actually have to do it again. I really like this one.
I like this one so much.
It's really, really good. If you're a fruit forward, this is for you. Okay, they said on the bottle bold and smooth profile.
Yes, it is definitely bold.
Definitely bold. There's almost a sourness in there,
Here's what happens when I sip this. I sip it, and it hits my tongue, and there's a small explosion. And then it rides all the way down into the smooth. Literally like a roller coaster going up a hill, and then smoothing out.
I would agree. I would definitely agree.
You can taste it and you can feel it taking this journey in your mouth.
I mean, I don't have anything better to add to that, so.
I love it.
SCOBY score 1 to 5.
This is for sure a 5 for me. I would drink this whole bottle. I mean, even with the sugar content being a little higher than I would normally want to consume maybe on my own, I would do it for this.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 4 for me. I do really like it, but the sugar content is just a little higher than I would like.
No. Comparatively, it is 15.2 ounces. So that's 3.2 extra ounces than are on some of those smaller bottles.
You know, and cans from the cans we've done. So that is a good point.
Just something to think about, you know, relative to the sugar.
I do feel like the branding does not pop for me. And for me, that is a big part of a 5 score. I don't know. It's just kind of, it's there. It's okay. Their website has cuter colors than the bottle. So for me, I'm going 4. But I do love the roller coaster ride. I could honestly drink this one anytime. This doesn't, sometimes I relate them to seasons or something like that. This one it's kind of one I'd want to drink to like get going. Like, let's do the day. Yeah,
what did it say about awakening? Wake up your senses, invigorate.
It's accurate.
Beautifully put.
Yeah, the copy.
If it didn't have this journey of flavor, it would rank lower for me, but that taste won me.
All right. That is Kavita Peach and Pineapple. All right. Well, that wraps up today's episode. So, shout out to Gold Threads. This has been an On the Run media production. Please make sure to like, review, comment, and subscribe on iTunes, YouTube, Spotify, and wherever you listen to podcasts. Of course, let us know your favorite part of the episode in the comments. And on Instagram, feel free to submit your sweet and spicy questions on the gram, YouTube, our mailing list, all of the above. You can find me on the gram at Blonde on the Run, BLOND on the Run.
And you can find me on the gram at Olivia, OLIVIHUH.
See you next time, combies.
Bye.